Usually within that day, you should see something, or that evening. And co-host, can you guys please let the individuals in? It's so good to see you, Miss Marjorie. You looking good, girl. Woo.
Thank you. Thank you.
You looking great. All right, Miss Tammy says she needs Best Online. So can somebody put the Best Online link in there so she can connect and register? Hey, Miss D Pettis, Miss Smith, how y'all doing? Miss Leah Smith. Leah, I hope to see you again on Tuesday.
Huh?
I said, I hope to see you again on Tuesday.
Maybe.
You know, that's when we can get together and fellowship, right? We can fellowship before the meet. Mm-hmm. That's when you got the one on access to me, girlfriend. Use it like a tutoring section with whatever you need and whatever you got going on. All right. Don't nobody get access like that. You just close. So leverage me.
Yes, ma'am.
I like to do shop and eat. So
I can do both as well.
yep, that's how we grow. All right, now, co-host Marjorie, I'm gonna make you co-host too. Jay, if you in a position where you can be a co-host, I'm gonna make you one. If you can, guys can let people in as they're coming in. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. I think I am. Am I streaming? Yep, we are. We are streaming. Y'all see streaming on y'all thing? Yep, we are. All right, so let's get this ball rock and rolling. I got Beds Online up. I got Travel Joy up. And we are talking about all things Bali. Uh-oh. Where is my, hold on. Usually within that day, you should see something. Are they? Okay, here we go. Where are you? Share. Miss Charlotte Randall is trying to get in. I think this is the share.
I don't see her. I'm not getting any names, Janae.
Just let her in.
Okay. All right. This is Beds Online. Everyone who has access. Just to let you know, I'm pulling up a few hotels that we talked about last week. This is a part of the process of creating your itineraries. I don't train on travel because we got Dr. Shanika Baisley Woodley, who does that on Thursday evenings. That's my battle. She does an amazing job at 9:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's tomorrow. If you are late to her class, I think it's 5 or 10 minutes, you will be locked out. But she does record it. So if your schedule doesn't permit, that's okay. Our very own Miss Marquita Flintroy is also an ambassador in training. Woo, woo. So we also have access. She will be doing her onboarding process, onboarding only, onboarding process. So if you have new business partners who need to be onboarded in travel, that is where you would tune in hands-on. And we also have Dr. Shanika Baisley Woodley, who do it on Saturdays and Sundays, and all you have to do is register. So we pretty much got a lot of things of resources for you. You just got to look at your calendar and pick and choose which ones you want to go to. I don't know if Marquitas will be recorded, so just show up. She can put it in the chat if it is. She can also put the Zoom information in that too. But oftentimes, a lot of it is recorded. I don't think the weekend sections are recorded. So just Thursday nights, and I think maybe Friday night, but Saturday and Sunday, maybe not. Okay, so this is Beds Online, and I'm bringing this up, and I also have my Travel Joy open over here. Just a few little cliff notes for people just been in Travel Joy. You have a help desk right here, help. It says help. If you ever find that you need more for Travel Joy, this is where it says getting started, right? It has setting up your account, taking off with Travel Joy, using the dashboard. They even have webinars, and you can attend the live webinars, but you can also go in and see their previous webinars on YouTube. So if I go into YouTube right here, I'm showing you the quick way because it's easier for me to go to YouTube to look them up than to just go through the help desk, right? So I go into YouTube, y'all can still see my screen, right? Okay, going into YouTube through Chrome, but y'all can do it any kind of way. and I'm going to put in Travel Joy 101. And Travel Joy is going to come up. Travel Joy 101, Intro to Itinerary Builder, CRM, and Payments. This is a great video. This is how I started learning Travel Joy. I don't look at the left and the right limits of different people doing Travel Joy. I literally just look for this little T right here. You click on the T, that's their logo. You subscribe right here. You hit that little bell and you hit the notifications all. So everything they'll drop, group bookings, 201. I've learned that. They're short webinars. You can't ask questions, but what I encourage you to do before you get on a one-on-one with me, at least go through this. So then you can ask me questions, because I do realize that sometimes it won't answer your questions. You might still be a little confused, but at least this will get you the foundation to get started. Okay, so that's Travel Joy 101 or Travel Joy. Subscribe to them, and then you can go through and you can see all the different videos that they have for you. Okay, they just dropped a cruise deck planner. So right here, this is the latest one. Create a cruise itinerary in less than 60 seconds. Man, this is the truth. You hear me? So for all you people, Lamanda, you need to go in here and make sure you see this video, because I was like,
I'm
are
gonna
you,
save that one for
girl?
what?
I was like, are you serious? Right? I said, I know who's gonna love this right here. So go ahead, take a look at it. You're gonna love it. It's great. So check that out. So that's Travel Joy. All right, that's the housekeeping for Travel Joy. All right, so we're gonna go back in. Last week, we created Bali Beyond, a Luxe Adventure. That's the name of my title. 2026. I'm gonna go in to the group. Anything you have in Travel Joy will be saved under group files right here. Anything you have. When you go into group files, it's going to have a draft here for you. So don't think you lost it or anything. Is under files. If you forget, just start clicking on stuff and be like, woo, woo, and then you'll be like, oh, here it is. So we're going to click on it, open it back up. And we got started with just the basics. I had up the itinerary that we use for 2025. I posted this itinerary in the chat, because what we do is we create the itineraries, and all you got to do is copy and paste the itineraries on your own platform, whatever platform that is for you. Feel free to raise your hand, come off mute, to ask a question as I go along. I don't mind at all. For it. Okay, Jay asked the question, what part do we use to book the house in Orlando? That'll be Top Villas. Top Villas. Top Villas. All right, here's the Travel Joy link right here. So this is to the itinerary. And again, all you got to do is copy and paste. It even copies and pastes the videos for you. Okay, yes, it does. So that's what we were doing over here. We were copying and pasting into the work. As you see right here, this looks like Word. So we're just copying and pasting from the old itinerary into this itinerary, right? And I just said, that's pretty much solid. That was your homework for you to complete, to go through the next steps for the sake of time. Now, this is what we want to focus on, the pricing and adding packages. Like we copied and pasted already from the other itinerary. We got an 8-day, 7-night double occupancy land only excursions insurance, and it includes breakfast, right? So this is the old old pricing. So we're wanting to get some updated pricing, but understand that if you are more than 12 months out from your actual booking date, you will not get the bookings for next year. So what I do is I go and I put the dates for 2025, and you see it's January. So normally it's probably priced on the little higher side because we were within the 6-month time frame, right, to go. And so I use that, and I might up it by $50 or more just to see what it's going to be. But as soon as May come, if I don't have any early birds by the time I post it between now and May, and those people who come later, and if it's higher, or whatever, I'm changing the price rate to the higher one. And those who got in, what I'm doing is I'm sacrificing a portion of my commission because I put out, maybe it's going to be short $50 or whatever. I just call that an early bird special that they're getting on me. You don't have to do it that way. This is just what I do to build up my groups ahead of time while giving people enough time to start paying for it, which you don't have to drop this one until May. Like, this is just to give you the template to get everything together, but you don't have to put it out there until you actually have your prices concrete when it comes out May 1st. It should actually come out like in April, but if it doesn't, it's definitely going to be May 1st of this year for 2026. So you should see it. Okay. So that is the way. You don't have to post it. You just have to have the template ready. And then you'll be ready to drop that booking link, which will give you approximately 10 months for your people to pay on it. To 60 days out, that's when they need to be paid off. Right. So it kind of is a win-win situation for you and for them. All right. You're just getting ahead of the power curve. So I'm opening up beds online. I'm opening up Beds Online because I like what Beds Online allows me to do. So it allows me to look up multiple hotels and put them in my cart. So I can get the total pricing for all my lodging and accommodations, right? So the first one I put in was the Westin Umbud Resort, and all these came up. And remember, we want to include breakfast in ours. So we want to make sure we choose the room that has breakfast. And as you guys can see, bed and breakfast is included, BB. So they have a double or twin deluxe garden view. So what I do is I always get twin beds because it's based on double occupancy. It's $493, $442, and then $580, $55. I go with just a basic deluxe. You know, if people want to upgrade, then they can. I would offer an upgrade option and be like, hey, for less than $100, you can be upgraded to 580, upgraded to a twin bed with a balcony garden view, right? I think these are based off the location. I'm going to go ahead and do the balcony because it's so pretty. I can't have them be up in that garden view because they're going to be wishing they was outside on the balcony taking some pictures, only because I've been there and I know. So I'm not going to do that even to my clients, right? Even though it's a cheaper rate, I want them to have an experience, right? So here you have the room, twin beds, balcony, garden view. I can book this room and hold it up until April the 24th, 2025 with no fee whatsoever. I don't have to pay anything down, nothing. There's no contract. It's absolutely amazing. The commission details are right here. Normally they do a commission of 15%. So you see what your net price is, $493.47, and you see the commission is $87.08. If you want to adjust your commission, you have the right to go lower, but you don't have the right to go higher because 15% is the max. Understood? So you can go lower, but you can't go higher. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and add this in my cart like so. And normally we would stay at the Scala. So I wanted to do a price comparison with the Scala and put it in for those exact same dates because this is the hotel we normally stay in. And I want to see what the price point is on the Scala as it comes up. And I think the internet is a little slow for me. But there we are. We are up. Okay, so the Scala has no availability. No problem. We are already in the Westin. Got it. All right. The reason why the Scala has no availability is because Cultural Holidays have already booked that block of rooms for the actual trip that we're doing this year at the Scala. So I didn't figure that they would have any room availability during that time frame, right? So if you were piecing this together and not using Cultural Holidays, you have to be mindful of the time periods that Cultural Holidays are going, or you might hit into the same dynamics of no availability. So going with the Westin, got that. So now I'm going to do a new search right here, and I'm going to put in the Westin in Nusadwa. That's the next hotel that I'm going to put in. So if you know the name of the resort, you go ahead and put it in. And because we're checking in at the Westin Umbud on the 1st, we're going to be checking out on the 3rd. So we're going to go do the 3rd and check out on the 5th. I love you. Okay. We're gonna go from the 3rd to the 5th, and we're gonna hit search. But while this is coming up, I'm going to go ahead and start doing, oh, it won't let me. Okay. So here we got the Westin Nasadwa. We got, remember, we're looking for bed and breakfast, right? So the room, one of the house, bed and breakfast. And then we have, and this is 2 adults. I'm looking specifically for the doubles. No kings right here. So this is what I'm looking for. The deluxe 2 double beds, garden view. They also have some that's having balconies, but here I would do the garden view because the best view is actually the beach. So that's like, it's right there. They got beach, they got an ocean front, and then they have ocean view rooms. So those are the best. And yes, people could upgrade to those. And that's, as you can see, they're probably down here. They got the pool view, which is also a good room. Yep, so they don't have those available. Those usually are occupied a lot. So we're gonna go with the simple deluxe, the deluxe 2 double beds. We're gonna pick the bed and breakfast. So as you see, it's $816.51, and I'm gonna add that to my cart. So now I have 2 hotels in my cart. Your cart is right over here. You're going to be able to see your cart in the end, and it's going to have everything that you put inside of it. So Beds Online allows you to just do everything and put everything in the cart and save everything and book it. And then you can cancel it if something doesn't happen or something doesn't go right? Without losing any money, without losing your client's money, without having signed any contracts. All right. So the last hotel I'm going to bring up is the Avanya, and I can make sure I spell this right.
Hey, Janae, I have a quick question.
Go ahead.
This price that is showing you in your cart, that
Mhm.
is the price per person, not the price for like 20 rooms, right?
No, that's the price for just one room.
One room. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, Jay. That's a good question, because on Beds Online, you can do 20 rooms. The way you have to do it is you got to do 4 at a time. I think that's it. I think it's 4 that they allow you to do, either 4 or 5 that they allow you to book at a time to split it. You can't just do 20 total, but you can do them in different blocks of like that. That'll work for you, because we're doing it at different locations. Once I get my room to see what they got available, what I normally do is I go ahead and I reach out to the hotel directly. This is normally the time when I actually got people already making deposits and stuff, and I'm looking at the number count, and I can kind of see, because you can do 10 rooms or less with no contract. You can do 10 rooms or less with no contract. You can only book online per reservation, 4 rooms per reservation. So you got 2 ways you can do it. When you call directly, you can still say, hey, with the reservation line, I want to book 10 rooms. But again, making sure that you're talking to the sales manager, not the reservation line, and letting them know that you are a travel advisor, so they can add your commission to it, right, as the bookings are coming in. So that's another way. That's just to avoid the contracts. If you have 20 rooms and you have the deposits for the 20 rooms, then you would do the contract piece of it. They will send you a contract with the amount of rooms, the amount of payment that you have to pay at the certain price. They'll send you what the commission is on it. You would send that to the groups department in IntelliTravel, where they would bless off on it. It may take some time. So the sooner you do it, the better it is. So that's why I say once you start getting deposits, that way, if you got 10 deposits for 10, if you got 15 deposits for 15 rooms, for example, then you like, okay, I got in my hand right now enough to make 15 deposits, right? And that will secure you. But you have a little date that's going to be the no later than drop date that you got to hit or you'll be accountable. Now, what IntelliTravel does is they look at those group bookings and they make sure that if something falls through the cracks where you don't get it, that you don't end up having to pay for it. So that's the reason why you want to really send it to IntelliTravel. The Sala is the next one based on what we have right here on our 2025. And if anybody's interested in going on the 2025 trip, it is still open. It's not this price point for agents. Agents' price point is different. For agents, it's $13.95, and that's double occupancy. And then it's $19.95, or I think, for single occupancy. All right, so here is the last one, Anvanya. So I'm going to go into Beds Online and I'm going to type it in. I think I spelled that Anvabaya. Again, if you guys are not on Beds Online, you came in late, no worries. Put the link in the chat, and somebody put the link in the chat again, and then you guys can register while we're going through it. It's super easy to register. So Anvanya Beach Resort Bali, doesn't look like it's coming up, but let me make sure.
It's Avanya.
Thank you, AVAN.
I think it's spelled wrong on your booking page.
Okay, spell it again for me, Sue.
Avanya.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, Anvanya Beach. Nothing's coming up.
I think it's just called Avanya Resort. Oh no, maybe it is called Beach Resort.
Yes, Beach Resort.
It's called the
Okay, let's see, AVANYA. Let's see.
Try ANVAYA. Is that what you had the first time? Because I see it online and it's spelled like two different ways.
Yeah, ANVA.
YA.
That's how I spelled it. But what I'm gonna do is on Bali, and I'm gonna get out of here and I'm gonna do a new search. Close it out. And let me see if it'll come up here. AVANYA. I'm spelling it that way. No. And what's the other way?
It's ANVAYA.
Okay, there we go. Boop, boop, boop. All right, so we know we're going to stay here. This is our last hotel, so we're going to check in because we're checking out of the Westin de Savoie on the 5th. So we're going to check in on here on the 5th, and we're going to run this one to the 8th, right? So this is the only one that we are be able to stay 3 nights. And this is just for this, again, this is just for a quick itinerary. Some things I'll be looking at is, I think, to spend more time in Ubud for 3 days, and then Nasadwa for 2 days, and then Kuta for 2 days. Because in Ubud, you have everything that's there, really everything. So all the Instagrammable things that you see on Instagram is in Ubud, really. So we're going to do a search. We're going to see what they have available. As it's thinking. And if anyone is registering, let me know if you guys have any trouble, because I'm not looking at the chat. All right, so here we go. Again, we're looking for B&B. So we got a room deluxe pool view for $499.51. That's non-refundable. I don't want that. Because most of the I don't really like dealing with non-refundables. Even though they'll have travel insurance, I just don't like dealing with them for the client's personal preferences. It's just easier. So I'm gonna do the free cancellation until 4/18. Also know that on the non-refundables, these are the ones that you don't have any free cancellation because it's non-refundable, right? So don't, yeah, just kind of avoid it if you can. 636 is what it goes up to. They got room deluxe pool view, double deluxe. So we're looking for a double because we want 2 beds. And then they got deluxe room, and then they got the double here. 674. And then we have the double for the pool view is 725. So let's see what the best price option is for a double occupancy. So it looks like it's going to be this double or twin deluxe pool view for free cancellation bed and breakfast for $674.95. Yeah, because the prices are going, they're rising up, rising up. So let's go back down to the double or twin deluxe pool view for a free cancellation bed and breakfast. We're going to add it to our cart. Okay, so now we have all 3 of our hotels in order. Rate and cancellation policy has been updated previously. Oh, so y'all see how the price just changed? Oh, just like that. Y'all see that? Woo. What just happened? But it's all good. But stuff like that happens. All right. So we got our cart. And now you can save this cart if you want to, or if you want to go ahead and check out. I just want to go ahead and show you guys what checkout looks like, right? So you can go in here and you can hit checkout. You still have the option to save it right here in the bottom right-hand corner. So you can go back to it. So here it tells you everything it is about each of the hotels, particularly when the cancellation is, the dates and stuff like that. I always tell people, read the fine print. You want to know why? Because it's going to be telling you some information. I stayed at the Sheraton one time and they were doing construction and I was not happy because it was loud. So here, the Westin in the Sadwa, they're upgrading all of their rooms, which is a good thing. I got to actually see it. So that's why I'm really excited to go. Some of them might be done. No, we don't get to say this one, and it's probably because of construction, but 2026, they will be done, but the rooms are absolutely phenomenal. It was already great. They already had great rooms, but now they're going to be, as I like to say, more better. So make sure you read that. So if you got clients coming that way, they'll know. The construction during the Westin didn't bother me. The construction at the Sheraton bothered me because they were really loud. All right, so everything is here. So this is what I do. Y'all see the price? Somebody go ahead and do the calculation for me, right? $393.59, $790.45, $819.80.
Is the total already on the screen at 2,216.86?
Hey, Jay, I was getting some help.
Oh,
No, I was a little short.
But yes, it's right there. So you would take that number and you would divide it by 2 because it's double occupancy. So it's not $2,218 per person. You divide that price point by 2. So you should get like $1,108.43. So that is the price for the lodging. So this is what I do with that information. I like to, I'm gonna say my cart, but I like to do the copy and pasting. Like this is just what I do. So I copy and paste my information. And let me tell you where I put it. For me, that has been easier for me. When you go into when you go into your actual trip, you have this called group notes. You can click on group notes in any research you have done, pricing, whatever it is, you can put right here in your group notes. So you know where it came from, where your pricing came from, and you're good to go. especially when you creating your total price point for your package, right? So this is just one of the things that I do, and I hit save. So now I have that same information. So say something, I don't remember where it's at, whatever. I know it's gonna be right here in my booking. So I don't have to go nowhere else to look for it. So I'm gonna go do the second one. Copy and paste the information. Go into my notes. It's in there. I save it. Do my third hotel. Now, some of you guys might be like, oh, it asks for transfer, car rentals, all the experiences. Yes. Yes, Beds Online is a one-stop shop like all our suppliers are. Yes, you can, but do I know how they roll? I do not. So I usually stick to the ones that I've already tried out and the suppliers I already use. And I know I owe Ms. Paula a due out on Viator, so I'm gonna go ahead and share with you guys how I save my experiences on Viator, so I can always have them and book them for my next group trips. Okay, so all of the lodging is saved in here from my notes. So now I'm gonna go in, and I know for me already, this is me. I like to do packages. I don't know if I'll do more than one. So just starting out, this is going to be lodging. And what I say, $1,108.43.
Yep.
All right.
Yes.
And I say that's per person. So that's my lodging already, right? So now what we have to do is we have now do the transfers and the excursions to match what our itinerary already is, right? So now I'm going back into the itinerary that we have. I can't put the price in yet because we're doing it as a package, right? That's why I want everybody to know. So you go to your itinerary and you make sure that in your itinerary, you have the hotels that's stated, right? If you want to change it, you can. But most importantly, you want to make sure these excursions you have are inside of there, right? So we're going to go to Viator. This is the second supplier. So you find a supplier that's going to help you with your lodging. Beds Online is really one that's a one-stop shop that you can do it in, and you can do all of them at the same time, as you just saw. You can save it, and you can have 3 of them in your cart. So it's totally up to you how you want to do it and who you use it with. But our first adventure is going to be the flower bed spa, right? So I'm gonna bring that up in a second. But first, they're not on Viator, but I'm gonna do the ones that are on Viator for right now because they're already saved. So I'm gonna go into my next tab. And if you are not registered with Viator, go ahead and register with Viator. So I'm gonna put that in the chat up. Well, no, that's a little bit different. So I have to put that how we, as a Intello travel agent, you have to do it separately. Yeah. Some people call it Viator. What just happened? This is where you would sign up at, but I'll drop the info in the chat because there's a certain thing that you actually have to do. So I'm already logged in. So in here, I have favorites, or I have lists, I should say. Viator allows you to generate links for people just to book on, but it also allows you to create lists for your things that you have. So for most of the trips that I do, this group, Dubai, Greece, and Bali, I have curated lists on the actual excursions I've been on, so I can like say, okay, these are good excursions, right? So the one that you see with the monkey forest right here. You have the sunset Cucat, I can never say that, but the dance and the dinner, the Nasa Planeta, the Bali Instagram tour, those are the ones that are inside. Miss Paula, you want to know about the Bali swing? This is the one I use. I can drop this in the chat. Like this is, it says
All
share with,
right, thank you.
welcome. You see, it says share with a client, right? So if you got a client that's going to Bali, or a person that's like, say for instance, somebody you know booked the trip to go somewhere, right? All right, great. When you going? You got your excursions? When they say no, that's when I'd be like, oh, perfect. Then I just go in, I'd be like, here's a link. You know, I send them my link for that location, be like, here, choose some of the things that you might be interested in. These are ones that I've actually been through. So this might be a good thing for you, right? So I'll send them that. So even though they're booked, that don't still mean I don't get a commission if they go ahead and book through my link. So we're going to do right now the Umbud Sacred Monkey Forest, and this one has an art tour that's connected to it, but then you have this one is the Contaminate tour, right? So here you have to make sure because it says both, right? So these are going to be two different excursions, right? So this is one, and understand that this is just going to the mountain. So you go to the mountain. It includes lunch where you look over the volcano and all that great good stuff. It talks about what's included inside of here, but you don't see no monkey forest, right? So be very clear. This is just for the Contaminate, the mountain. So you want to look and see how much it is. So I want to go again, May. This is on our itinerary for the third day. So we're looking at May 3rd, right? I think that's like that first, second, and third. So we're gonna look at May 3rd. So I'm gonna go to my Viator, Aviator, however you want to call it. And I'm always doing two because when it's one person, it's always going to be more. So you want to do two. So it kind of gives you your baseline. Okay. Again, Viator is the same way, a year out for bookings. If it's more than that, it probably won't populate. So I'm going to go ahead and do 2025, and I'm going to do oh, look, it's not available on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. What does that do to my itinerary? It's not for real, but this is why it's important to go ahead and book while you can, because they do sell out. But I'm just going to go ahead and pick the 9th just so you can see the price point. Or actually I can even do the 1st. So you can see the price point, 2 adults, and then I hit apply. Here's the thing about Viator that's so cool. So as soon as you get like within that time frame of knowing that you're going to go. So like, for example, I usually would do it come May, it's going to open up. So I would go ahead and reserve it, just one. If I'm getting deposits, I would go ahead and reserve it. I'll reserve the max for like 10 people. That's what I would do. The reason why, because you see the maximum is 12. I would do the maximum. If you have more than 12, guess what you have to do? Anybody know what you got to do if you got more than 12?
Do it twice.
There you go. Twice is nice, right? So thank you, Miss Marla. So here, the reason why you got free cancellation normally up to 24 to 48 hours prior to. So it doesn't matter. You're not going to lose any money. Your clients is not going to lose any money because you see, like right now, I can reserve it right now. It's January the 15th, and nobody has to pay anything until April the 29th. And even though it says cancellation within 30 on April the 30th local time, you're going to get a email that's going to tell you exactly when you need to cancel, right? So I'm going to go ahead, and you see the price point is $140. You look at the price details, and y'all see I like to copy and paste. And so I take this and I copy it, and I'm going to take it and I'm going to put it in my notes. So this, keep my formatting. Now I know I'm on my excursions, right? So here, 140 for this. I'm gonna go ahead and save it. If you don't save it, it will lose your stuff. So then the other tour we have is the Bali Swing, right? So again, I have that saved. So that's why when I say when you do it multiple times, you go ahead and say what you know. So then that way it's you don't have to search for it on Viator, to find it. Okay. So here we go. I'm going to go back to my list. Back into Bali. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the Monkey Forest right here. The Monkey Forest only, not the Monkey Forest with the tour, with the village tour, but just the Monkey Forest only. So I'm going to click on it. Again, I'm going to do the pricing. I'm going to look at May. And most oftentimes the pricing doesn't change, right? So we know we're doing it on the 3rd of May. Do 2 adults. I'm going to apply to 2. It gives me the times. It gives me the price point of what it is. It has different pickups. So being very clear about where you are, because transportation is included in this one, and also contaminate. And that's what you're looking for. You want to make sure that they got, that you got transportation, so you don't have to worry about transportation outside, right? Then you look at the different points, it'll pull up, and you see if we're in Ubud on that day, they'll be picking us up from Ubud, right? Since we're going to contaminate in that morning, early morning, we'll go ahead and do 3 o'clock. So we'll be back by then, right? And then we'll be ready to go to this one after we eat lunch and go on for our afternoon. But here's the deal, because we're already in Ubud. The Monkey Forest is right there too. It's very close to the hotel. It's not far. So I would say 3 o'clock. And then I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste my prices because I know, but first let me go ahead and add it to the cart. So then I like to do this one where I can do the whole thing and whole pricing. So, and then that also shows you your commission. When you actually do the checkout, it shows you what if you don't see a commission here, if y'all don't see a commission here, that means you're on the consumer one. So be very careful that you're not signed in underneath your Viator account as a consumer, but you're signed in as a merchant. So if you don't see commissions, you're signed in under the wrong one. So make sure you don't lose out on your money, okay? Because then people be like, Janae, it's only $8.70. Now multiply that times 10. Or multiply that times 20. Or multiply that times 30. Y'all get what I'm saying? So let it work for you. It adds up. So hit save on that. So now we got our 2 excursions. So, okay, so we got 70. So we got 140 plus $66.94. So how much is that? Anybody know? Nobody know?
Did you say, what did you say? 140 plus what? 66?
Yeah, 140 plus 66.94.
Okay, 206.
694.
So we're going to roughly just round it to 207, right? That's what we're going to do. So what you do is, I'm going to go ahead for the sake of time. I'm not going to go through. This is going to be your homework, okay? So for the sake of time, you're going to take your lodging and you're going to make sure you got all the prices for your excursions. And you want to, and actually I'm gonna do y'all a solid. I'm actually gonna drop the links of each one so y'all don't have no reason why y'all couldn't get the same thing, right? I get it. So I'm going to do you a solid. I'm going to go ahead and share this with you in here so everybody can be on the same sheet of music. This will be Monkey. And then you guys already in the chat is, goodness, what's in the chat? Already in the chat I think I put in, I forgot what I put in. Oh, already in chat is the swings. That's one of them that's already in the chat. And then contaminated. So let me go to this. Create list. Bali. It'll have the name inside of the actual link to see it. All right, so we got the monkey forest, we got the contaminator, we got the swing in there. Now let's go ahead and put in the dance, the sunset, and the dinner. And again, all you're doing is putting in the dates based off the itinerary link that I sent in for you. And you're just getting it based on 2 people. That's all we're doing right now. We're just getting the basic package together for 2 people. And then I'm going to show you how you convert that into making it for more than 2 people. Okay. So then you have the Nasa Panita Instagram tour for here. I'm going to copy and paste that one. Which one I like best? Because of the amount of people, you don't really need the private one. This is what I had to do because I was by myself, but this one is just as good. I did this one with again too. There was no difference. One was with the group, the other one I was not. Okay, so you got the Nasa Panita excursion in there. Now here's the Bali Instagrammable spots for you to put in. And then lastly is the brunch, the floating brunch. Okay, so we should have all excursions inside of there. So we got a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You should have a total of 7 excursions. You should have a total of 7 links. And I'm going to the page. This is all on the page right here that I provide the link for you. The only one that's not on there is the flower. And I'm gonna share that with you guys next week for the sake of time. So right here, we got the Katamini Forest, the Sacred Swing, the forest. We have the day trip. We got the Monkey Forest and the swing. We have the Instagrammable tour. We have Nasa Panita Island. So that's 3, 4, 5. Here's the dance. That's 6. And then here's the brunch. That's 7. So apples to apples, oranges to oranges. You guys have the links in there. And we have our lodging already. So your homework is to go into your notes, make sure you have your pricing, or if you don't use this platform, whatever platform you use, Word, whatever, go into Word and do, put your pricing in there so that you can have it. Because you don't need to use Travel Joy, especially if you're starting out. You can use Word. I want to shout out Monica. She even did a beautiful itinerary using OneNote. It took her a minute, but it was pretty. So I was like, oh man, you can create this in OneNote. So that was pretty good. All right, so we got about 2 minutes left. I'm gonna let you guys get those links. Does anyone have any questions?
Yes.
Go ahead. Who said yes?
Marla,
Hey, Miss Marla, go ahead.
on Beds Online,
Mhm.
the agency host, the agency, oh Lord, what was it called? I think of the agency trade name. What is that?
We put in a teletravel.
Well, there's a host agency name and then there's an
Right.
agency trade name. Oh, IntelliTravel
We put
twice?
we put in teletravel twice.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good question. Great.
That was it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, we put in a teletravel twice, but because we was shaking my head, I was like, what? Giovanna did it. I think she on tonight. She did it. And I was like, just put in teletravel in. Okay.
So quick question. So
Uh-huh.
with your reservation that you have on Beds Online, you
Mhm.
did it for just one room, right? Just to get the pricing.
Mhm.
What do you do once, because like later on, what if the price goes up by the time you
Mhm.
have this on your booking page?
Right. So what I said was you have two options. What I do is this. I usually go up about $50 because I usually kind of this is already on the high side because we're within the 6 months. So the room rates are higher because we're like right at the door. And then I add an extra $50 to it when for my early bookers. So like if you have the chance to come in and you have it, and I increase the $50, and let's just say it's more than what my price point is, this is what I do. I'm not telling anybody else to do this, but if it's more than my price point and it's off by maybe $50 or less than $100, then I'm sacrificing a part of my commission. So you see where you can decrease the commission rate for Beds Online, then I will adjust my commission based off the pricing that I gave to them.
Okay.
Immediately change it as soon as the prices change. As soon as May comes out, May 1st, I then go in there. All right, D, I see you. The Divine Nine, I love it. All right, D, have a great time. Y'all know it's Greek. It's Greek. So everybody got to get in and do what they need to do. Okay, so with that being said, soon as May 1st hit, I go back into my booking link and I change the pricing and it goes up higher. So those who got in, I'd be like, hey, y'all got in on the early bird special, because we always say the prices are not, even for groups, I have it on the bottom. The prices are subject to change until what? What's the golden rule?
Until booked.
Until booked.
Yeah, deposits are made.
Exactly. So your prices can change until your people actually book.
Put the deposit.
Right, into the deposit. I do not do that to my people who already book. I just lessen my commission to match what I already put out for them since they did book. That was a good question, Jay. Anybody else?
Yeah, so this is Paula, and when I'm booking on Beds Online, I haven't seen the option to be able to book the same room for like a group. Normally it'll say two left or three left or one left.
Right. That means
And
you're
even when it says two left, it won't let me book two. It'll just say this price is sold out.
that's what it is. The inventory is so low that it's not going to allow you to do it. So I stay away from them because the inventory is already low. So I wouldn't look at that for a group because I already know they don't have the rooms. I'm actually going to Monte Carlo in June, and that's what I ran into was, hey, I'm in the middle of doing it. As y'all saw, we were in the middle of booking that one room, and it went from $600 to what? $800. You can be in the middle of booking, and if they have low inventory, you can be in the middle of booking and it won't allow you to do it because there's many people who are doing possibly at the same time, could be looking at the same room. So I stay away from them because I already know their inventory is low on that. So it won't allow you to do it. And that's telling you right then and there, you're going to run into trouble because they have limited space in their inventory on Beds Online inventory. Now, keep in mind, you can always jump ship to a different supplier like FunJet, for example. We're talking about Bali. FunJet or Apple Vacations, they have a different inventory. Every supplier we use have different inventory. So where one might be maxed out, the other one may not be maxed out. I think me and Monica was doing that for Vacation Express. Vacation Express had availability, but FunJet did not have availability. So you can always jump suppliers and see what their inventory looks like. That was a good question, Paula.
Janae, real quick, can you drop your booking link?
Yeah. And Shannon, you had a question too? I saw you come off the mic.
Yeah, I did. For the Viator. So I have a client who is, say they're already on their trip and they ask about excursions or something, or they have a lengthy trip and they're trying to decide once they get there about the excursions. How do I know for a fact that they booked through me?
you're gonna get an email. It's gonna say your client just booked. So as soon as they hit submit, they're gonna get an email saying thank you for booking, and then you're gonna get an email saying your client just booked.
Okay, then I can register. Okay.
And then you can upload that itinerary or that email that you received, because they don't do regular invoices, or you can go in your history and print out your history invoice that shows that they paid and upload that into IntelliTravel.
Okay.
That was a good question. All right, you guys, it's 9:34. It's time for us to hop on to our 8:34 Central. Yeah, 8:30, 9:30. So it's time for us to hop on to our next training, travel training. So I will see you guys on there. Thank you so much for showing up for your success. Again, this is going to be, it's already on YouTube, so you can check it out on YouTube, and I'll drop the OtterBox notes too as well in the link, so that you guys can look at the recording if you have it. And I'll see you guys next week. And then we're crawling, we're crawl, walk, run, building up this itinerary in TravelJoy, but also understand you can use the same one in Word or any other platform. Just copy and paste. And we're getting the pricing and showing you how to do it. All right. Good day. Good night. Take care, y'all.